Hi, friends. My name is Lisa Williams, and I am the wealth educator here at 3C Legacy. I want you to consider, as you're watching this, when is the last time that the recruiting industry was revolutionized? When was the last time that you heard about something new, a new idea in recruiting? Well, you're going to hear about it today, and I want you to be watching this from three sets of eyes. Number one, is this something that could benefit my family personally? Is this something that could benefit the consultants, the people that I'm serving in my community as a recruiter? Number two. And thirdly, am I intrigued by adding an income stream to my own life? We live in the world of the side gig economy. And I want you to consider that you are leaving money on the table as a recruiter in the population that you serve. So we know that every so often there's a new idea that comes into an old industry and it completely revolutionizes it. We've seen it in the world of Uber and Lyft. Remember when they came along, they completely toppled the taxi industry. But how they did it was they had a system, a franchise model that was duplicatable, and it worked for many, many people. We've seen it with Amazon. Remember this little known e-tailer many, many years ago. I thought, why would I go shopping online? I love to go shopping, right? And now those boxes show up way too often on my front porch. Think about something even as simple as getting a cup of coffee. We used to go to our local donut shop or 7-Eleven. And now I call my friends and I say, hey, you want to grab a Starbucks? Well, I am really blessed to say that we are revolutionizing the industry of recruiting. It's an industry that hasn't had a shakeup in a while. I speak from a position of authority. My husband and I were blessed to be in that role of recruiter for a collective of 38 years at one of the largest staffing firms in the nation. And we noticed a trend. We noticed that although we were working with some of the highest paid people in the nation because we focus on technology, these same families were still living paycheck to paycheck. So I want to introduce you to a new idea. This idea is recruiting, but also adding financial education to the world that we live in. So I'm going to share my screen with you for a minute, and I want you to just think about the things that I'm sharing with you in your own lives, in the lives of the people that you're serving, and consider that there's more ways that you could be helping them. So let's just talk a little bit about the industry that we are blessed to be part of. The recruiting industry provided job and career opportunities for approximately 16 million employees per year. Now, this was pre-pandemic. It was about 13.6 million during the pandemic. Would you agree that we are trusted advisors? We're a trusted source for the candidates that we serve. We speak with candidates every day about money. It's a comfortable topic for us. At least you should be if you're a good recruiter, right? Now, let's consider where our country is right now in terms of our debt crisis. Now we are at 29 trillion and growing. It's an issue for families across the US. There's also something to think about where how many times does money and finances come up in your own family, in the clients that you're serving? Financial troubles can safely be named as one of the biggest causes of divorce. The student loan debt crisis, it's at an all-time high. Americans now owe 1.8 trillion in debt. Basically, the Department of Education has become the largest lender in the nation. This student loan debt is absolutely crushing families. And, I've actually seen, you've probably seen articles about this, people in large organizations are actually attracting and retaining top talent by addressing the number one financial concern of our next gen workforce, which is student loan debt. Recruiters could be easing the burden of the debt crisis by simply asking one question to their interview process. Hey, do you have a student loan debt? If so, would you like to be referred to someone that could help you find relief from that burden? Let's talk about financial independence. Is that something you've ever even heard of? There's something called your financial independence number. The average American does not know their financial independence number or how much it takes to retire. This is simply a bucket of money that if you save this much in these tax effective ways, that you are going to have enough that you won't run out. It's the number one fear of retirees is that they haven't planned effectively. And part of that reason is that most families don't know where they're going financially. Imagine playing a game of golf and you didn't know where the hole was. How likely would it be that you would get there? So we can teach people, what is your financial independence number? How much money do you need? A general rule, by the way, is to have 6 to 8 times your salary saved by the time you retire. So think about how much you make, how much your monthly bills are, your yearly bills per year, and then times 6 to 8 times your salary. Ask yourself, am I doing that now? Recruiting firms could be educating families on what it takes to retire comfortably so they don't run out. And we are committed here to teach every person what it takes to retire comfortably, to show them what that retirement roadmap is. Let's talk about taxes, a little dirty word called taxes. Do you think taxes, just ask yourself this very basic question. Do you think taxes will be higher or will they be lower when you retire? So I'm going to tell you something, and this graph basically spells it out very clearly. Taxes, believe it or not, are near the lowest that they have been in the history of our lifetime at the moment. If you were born back in the 20s, if you're in your hundreds, then maybe not. But in our lifetime, they are the lowest they've ever been. So why is that important? Because most people, they are saving in what's called a deferred retirement account. Ask yourself, where are you saving for your future? Is it a 401k? Is it an IRA? Have you paid any taxes on that money yet? Think about that idea. You're saving a little bit every single month till you have a big bucket of money at the end of 20 or 30 years, which is what it takes to retire, right? But you've paid no taxes on that money. What if taxes are double when you retire, which could be very likely? We are committed to teach people how to save tax-free so it doesn't matter what taxes are in the future. If this intrigues you, if this is a lean-in moment for you, make sure you schedule time with the person that invited you so you can learn more about this. So let's talk about what the market's been doing the last several crazy years. The average American, let's go back a bit. I'll share with you my own story. In 2008, I had over $1 million in my retirement account. Just like that, in the span of a year, I lost over $300,000. Ask yourself, the market's been going up now for the longest running bull market in the history of our nation at the time of this recording. Ask yourself, do you think there could be a correction coming? This illustration shows what's been happening. It actually compares the market from 1910 to 1935, and then it shows the last 30 years, 1995 to present. Now, are you noticing something? Whether you're a numbers person or not, just look at the picture, my friends, okay? Numbers do not lie. It's one of the best things about finance is they're repeatable. There's historical averages, so you can protect yourself. So ask yourself, how many candidates that you work with, perhaps they have an old 401k. They need to move it when they leave their old employer. That is something that we could be helping them with through your partnership. So be thinking about that money that you're leaving on the table, and at the same time, being able to protect the people that you are serving in a different way. How many candidates do you know perhaps are getting close to retirement? They like to keep their money safe from the next market crash. Now, this is actually a very startling statistic here, this chart, because really what it takes to retire comfortably, my friends, is at least $1 million in assets or more, depending on your lifestyle. The average 401k balance by age right here is spelled out for you. But think about the people that you are serving. Think about the money that they do have in an old 401k. Do you know how many fees they are paying? Ask yourself, how much am I paying in fees? It's very surprising when you ask that question. Most people don't actually know what the fees are that they're paying in their retirement accounts. The average fees are between 0.5, I've seen some as high as 2%. That's a lot of money when you don't know that you're actually paying it, right? And we are committed to protect a family's assets from whatever crash is coming. According to a new caring.com survey, let's talk about what it takes to protect our assets. 42% of US adults currently have estate planning documents in place. That means 58% don't. So ask yourself, do I have my assets protected? Did you know in our country that if you don't have a will and trust, that automatically equals probate? That means, God forbid, your family member dies and they aren't protected, you are going to be stuck in probate court for 6 to 12 months. That's what the average probate case is taking right now, before you have access to any of the money that your family earned. So think about how important it would be to protect yourself, if this is, speaking to you personally, or how you could serve your candidates in a different way. We are committed to properly protect family legacies by helping them establish an estate plan with a trust. 48% of Americans have no life insurance. Now, this is a big one because most people, when they think about insurance, they think about whatever their employer offers them. Now, it's really important to have something that you own personally that's portable. Ask yourself, have I ever been laid off personally? How many candidates do I know that have been laid off? Did you know and realize that when you are laid off, when our candidates are laid off, they no longer have life insurance? Almost half of Americans will leave their families in financial distress when they die. And it's not because they haven't made provisions either. It's more likely that they're just either very severely underinsured or they just haven't created space in their day to make time for this very important thing. We are committed to ensure that GoFundMe accounts are no longer necessary in our country. We're making sure the foundation of the family is protected by making sure that they have affordable insurance that will protect their families when they pass. Let's talk about the rising healthcare issues in our country. In 2020, the average national cost for health insurance was $456 for an individual and $1,152 for a family per month. And did you know that there are better, more affordable plans that are being offered to families, especially the 1099 population? We serve so many of them in the consulting community, and we are committed to provide affordable, quality healthcare insurance to consultants and clients, by the way, that are interested in learning more about that. In November of 2021, 4.5 million people quit their jobs. This reached an all-time high. The Great Resignation will continue. And you know what's wonderful about this timing in our world? We are also in the midst of the largest wealth transfer in the history of mankind due to the baby boomer population. They're either passing on or they're retiring. Now let's talk about just recruiting, supply and demand. It's one of my favorite topics. Warren Buffett is a teacher in our community here. And he always talks about do what you love for a hobby, but when you're considering adding an income stream, a business to your life, make sure that there's a need for what you're offering. Did you know that there are less than 300,000 professionals in the entire US that are licensed to help people with their money? And 50% of those people are over the age of 58. They're considering retiring themselves. In California here where I am, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. There are over 300,000 real estate agents here in our state. Now ask yourself, if you were in a room of 100 people, how many of those people would be ready to buy a home tomorrow? What would the need really look like? Maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, right? Now ask yourself, in that same room of 100, how many people need help with their money? How many people need to get out of debt, learn how to save tax-free, protect their family with life insurance, right? So think about the need in our country for what we're doing. The key to success in any business is to be at the right place at the right time. And we are revolutionizing this industry. So in closing, friends, I want to share with you, we are the recruiting firm that teaches every person what it takes to be financially free. We teach people to save tax-free. It doesn't matter what happens in the future with taxes. We protect a family's assets from whatever market crash is coming. We are the reason GoFundMe accounts are no longer necessary in our country. We're ensuring the foundation of the family is protected, which is these two hands. We also are offering affordable quality healthcare insurance to consultants and their client companies. By adding complementary, by the way, this costs nothing to the consultant pool that we are working with. By adding this financial education and services, we are serving and helping families in such a greater way. And we are adding a revenue stream, a very lucrative revenue stream to our own bottom line as an organization. It is a win-win situation. So friends, we do more than help you find your next career. We believe in giving people the tools to dream bigger. And we welcome you to join our mission, No Family Left Behind. We are doing it through financial literacy. We envision a world where families create their own stimulus check. So thank you, friends, for joining us tonight. And I hope you've learned something. And if you're interested in learning more about our affiliate program, I want to encourage you to follow up with the person that invited you. There are so many families to serve, and I want to just bless you in this amazing life journey. We hope we get to see you soon.